Good day everyone, I am Tamar Zubal and today I'm going to present to you an entity relationship diagram of my system called the small scale agricultural business system, which consists of farmer, products, stocks, inventory, sale details, sales, and customers. Those are the table names or also known as the entities. Now we're going to talk about the attributes of each entity. Here, if we zoom in for a while, okay, here we have the farmer, and its primary key is the farmer ID, and it has the attributes of name, contact information, and location. Now, why isn't name a primary key? Since there are many farmers with a similar name, we are going to use the farmer ID to identify who that farmer is. Then here we have an attribute. Here we have an entity called products, and then its primary key is the product ID, and then it has the attributes of farmer ID, product type, and price. Notice that we have a FK, which stands for foreign key here, meaning there's a relationship between the farmer and the product. So what is the relationship? So the relationship is one to many, where a farmer can produce one product and a product is produced by only one farmer. Now we have product and stock. Here we have the stock and its attribute, which is the stock ID, inventory ID, product ID, date added, and quantity. Now, compared to products, which only has one foreign key, here in stock we have two, which is the inventory ID and product ID. It means it's connected to two entities. Before we going to discuss about the relationship of stock and products, you have to visit the foreign key, which is the inventory ID, and it's over here at the top. So we have the entity inventory and its primary key, which is the inventory ID. It has the attributes of its location, capacity, and its max capacity. And the relationship between inventory, stock, and products is first is inventory to stock is a one to many relationship, and a product to stock is one to many relationship. The first thought I made when I was creating this was product and inventory. However, while I was making it, I encountered an issue, which is a many to many relationship. That's why I created an associate entity called stock. Now, how do I read this? A product can have one to many stocks, and the stock can be stored in only one inventory. Now, an inventory can have one to many stocks. However, a stock can only have one and only one product. Meaning, an example would be here from the product type. An example would be a pig. So let's say there's a product called pig, and then we will have a quantity of 50. So that's our product, which is pig, and then it's going to be stored here on our inventory. Now the pig can be one to many, so there's going to be a lot of pigs going to become a stock, and then those pigs can be stuck here at the inventory. Now what about another product, which is a wheat? Well, wheat and pig is going to be stored here as stocks, and pig and wheat can have different quantity, and then each one of them is going to be stored here at the inventory. However, we have to separate the pig and the wheat to place them here on our inventory. Yes. Okay. Now, here we have sale ID and sales and customer. So our customer is connected to sales, and sales is connected to sale details, and sale details is connected to the stock. So instead of continuing from stock to sale detail, we will move here from the right and discuss about customer. So the entity customer, which is the buyer, has a primary key of customer ID, its name, contact information, and location. And here it is connected to sales, which has the primary key of sale ID, and it has a foreign key of customer ID, the sale date, and total amount. Now they have a relationship of one-to-many relationship where a sale can a customer can have one-to-many sales, while a sale can only have one customer. Now the sales has a relationship with the sale detail, and the sale detail has the attributes of uh, the sale ID, sale detail ID, stock ID, and quantity sold. Now, similar to stock, it has two foreign keys. So, since we have already discussed what is stock and sales, we can now discuss what is sale details. Since here an attribute is called quantity sold, it means the sale detail is going to uh, reduce the amount of stock it has based on the quantity sold. So the stock is going to be affected once a transaction happens on the sale detail. And since our stock is connected to the inventory, if the quantity sold is reduced, then our quantity is going to be reduced here, along which is stored now on our inventory. And if we keep going back here at sales, we have the total amount. And the relationship between quantity sold and the sales of total amount is that how many of the product did the customer purchase? How many quantity? So we're going to backtrack. Quantity sold, and then where do we get it? On our stock. So our stock ID, and then its product ID, and to identify its price we will have to check the product attribute and check on the price of that product. So now our price from the product is going to be multiplied to the quantity sold, and then we will have our total amount. So an example would be, if I, the customer, purchase 5 wheat, and then the price of that wheat is 69, then from products it will have a quantity, and let's say there are 10 stocks of that wheat, sacks of wheat. Then it is going to be the quantity is going to be subtracted by the quantity sold, and then the price is going to be multiplied to the quantity sold, and then it's going to return to our total amount. So that is all about our entity relationship diagram. And now we're going to test our ERD on our Xampp. Okay, now I'm going to perform it here in my SQL, then dash localhost, then our root name, then we're going to show all of our database. Now my ERD is stored here on the result, and then it is already built in with records and other details, so we're going to use it. Now notice that our database has changed, and we're going to display all of our tables. Show tables. Here we have the customer, farmer, inventory, product, sales, sale details, and stock. Now let's check if our entities are filled in with records. So it seems our customer is filled in, our farmer is filled in as well. How about our products? It's filled in as well. Same for the stock, inventory, and sale detail. Oh, here in our sale details, there's only one record. Now let's check on our sale. Oh, here on our sale, it seems that since there's only one record of our sale detail, our total amount is still zero, meaning customer 2, 3, our sale ID 3, 4, 5, 6, and to 11 has not yet finished their transaction. So before that, I'm going back to the stocks now. All from stock. Okay, so our stock has it has an inventory ID where it is located, and it holds the product ID, which is the product it holds, and then the quantity, how many of that product are there, and then it is stored in the inventory ID. Now I'm going to perform an insert, but first let's go to the select at product from product. Okay, I want the farmer ID of 3, which is product ID 6, to be to add a stock here. Now I'm going to try this, which is insert into stock. Now our stock has the inventory ID, the product ID, quantity, and date added. I did not add the stock ID since I have set it up as an auto increment, and you don't have to input a value to it unless you want to. Now I want to know where I'm going to store this product, which is the cow. If we scroll up, we have here inventory. Since Davao has a max capacity of 900 and it is holding 70 on capacity, I want to put my cows there. So what is the value of what is the inventory ID of Davao? It is 4, and I'm going to put 6, which is the cow, and I want, let's say I have 200 cows going to be stored at Davao. And then when did I store it? I'm going to use the method of currDate, which is to get the current date today. And once I press enter and then try to type in select from stock, here notice here that our product ID has increased, which is now 15, and we have inventory ID of 4, which is Davao, and a product ID of 6, which is the cow, and then a quantity of 200. When did we add the record? It is 2024 on December 20. Now we're going to select. Now since that our quantity has increased, we have to check if our inventory, which is 70, has increased by using select from inventory and check. Now notice from 70 it has become 270 because instead of using the update and then using inventory as its table name, set capacity is equals to 70, which is the condition on inventory ID is equals to 4, which is Davao. Well, I'm not using that because I have created a trigger which does the calculation for me automatically. The reason for that is to create a more realistic database. So how do I find that trigger? By using the show triggers, it will display all of the triggers that we have. Now we have here the increased inventory capacity. So once an insert occurs on the stock, this will begin. Then here's the checker, the new quantity, if it must be less than or equal to the max capacity reduced by the current capacity from the inventory where it is where the inventory is located, or the capacity located at the inventory ID is we're going to use. What do I mean? So select max capacity subtracted by the by the current capacity from inventory, where the inventory ID is equals to the new inventory ID. So the new dot inventory ID is where the user inputs that inventory. So we have inputted 4, and it's going to find 4 on our inventory, and then it checks that if our quantity that we added is going to is less than or equal to our max capacity. If it is greater than, then the else statement will occur, which is signal SQL state 45,000 and set message text to not enough capacity in the inventory. Okay, so here is our update. Inventory set capacity is equals to capacity plus new quantity, where the inventory ID is equals to new dot inventory ID. So this is our update method to update our capacity on the inventory table. It automatically updates. However, if you still want to see it update, then I'm going to perform a update on the name. Let's say that our farmer, first let's display all our farmer. Now I want to update the location of Tom Arizobal to Davao, since he's in Davao. And to do it, we have to do this: update farmer, which is the table name, set location is equals to Davao. Now, where do I want to change it? I want to change the farmer ID equals to 1. And when I click enter, see, it is changed. Now I'm going to select from farmer, and now look, notice that our location has changed from Madrid to Davao. Now what if I want to delete some records? Okay, if you go to our customers, let's say I'm going to insert another insert into farmer ID, into farmer, then name, contact information, location. Okay, I'm going to insert a new farmer, which is, we're going to name him Jeff. My name's Jeff, the Land Shark. Jeff Land Shark. And then his email would be rival at gmail.com. And his location is Asgard. Okay. Now we have to select from farmer to check if Jeff is in the table. Now we know. Oh. Okay, I forgot to add from. So okay, now we're going to select from farmer. Now we have removed Jeff Landshark at rival at gmail.com, and his location is from Asgard. Since I no longer have any authority on Asgard, I no longer have Jeff as my farmer. And I think that's all. Thank you.